I used to love sitting down with a cup of tea and watching a haul video. I would marvel at all the money someone had thrown at ASOS or Topshop. I would admire the clothes they had bought and sometimes even click through to buy that peplum hem pom-pom knitted timeless crop knit for myself. Regardless of whether or not I went on to buy something immediately, the effect was always the same. I wanted to go shopping. Shopping, both online and in person, has always been something that I really enjoy. I actually think that I had a little bit of a shopping problem. I was kind of addicted to the rush of excitement that you get when you find something that you love, and that feeling of going home clutching a bag full of new clothes that are going to somehow make you into a whole new person, or ordering online and obsessively waiting for the package to arrive. Checking my tracking information about once every 5 minutes, like I check my phone when I'm dating emotionally unavailable men. So what I'm trying to say is, I understand the joy of shopping and of hauls. I know that buying a bunch of things at once and feeling like you've somehow reinvented yourself is so satisfying. But just because something's satisfying, it doesn't mean it's right. Like masturbating in the aquarium. So why is shopping and fashion and fast fashion, which is basically what you'll find in any high street shop, a problem? High street retailers typically do not use ethical labor or suppliers. And no, it's not just Primark, it's pretty much all of them. Probably all of your favorite high street shops and designer brands too. They are frequently employing cheap, dangerous, unethical labor to make their products. Laborers who are paid next to nothing to work in unsafe conditions. Do you remember the factory collapse in 2013 in Bangladesh? Over 1,000 people died in a completely unsafe building when it collapsed on them. Many of those people were garment workers who were making clothes for brands like Monsoon, Mango, Primark, Matalan, among others. In the wake of that factory collapse, a lot of fashion retailers said they were going to do something about the problem, and most of them haven't really followed through. And it's not just labor that's the problem. Fast fashion has a really big impact on the environment too. Yesterday, I read that textile dyeing is the second largest polluter of clean water globally. And just to add to the fun, polyester, which most clothes are now made of, shreds microfibers. It harms sea life and ultimately ends up harming us. Toxic chemicals are used to grow things like non-organic cotton for clothes. And weirdly enough, toxic chemicals can really damage people and the environment. So those are the issues with manufacturing. But once we want to get rid of our clothes because we want to make room for the next haul, or because weirdly enough those peplum pom-pom crop tops aren't in fashion anymore, there's unfortunately a huge environmental impact there too. Lots of clothes are just binned and end up sitting in landfill. And even if you take your clothes to the charity shop and feel like you're doing a good thing, a lot of those aren't sold and just end up being chucked as well. Textile recycling rates are actually really low, and even if clothes are recycled, it takes a lot of energy and resources to do that. So I'm sure you're really bummed out by now, and we're all in agreement that all of that sucks. Then we have the retailers. They love our love of fast fashion because it means that they can keep costs down while using unethical labor to supply us with endless clothes that we just keep on buying. If we believe that we need a whole new wardrobe every season, that keeps business booming. They really have no reason to slow their fashion down or make changes to their business ethics because people aren't really demanding better working conditions en masse. They are demanding t-shirts with the word feminist printed on them in toxic ink, made by women who the fashion industry sees as cheap and disposable labor. Now, I'm not saying that YouTubers are the problem, the fashion industry is the problem, but haul culture definitely is adding to the problem and is part of the fashion industry now. Because people don't just do very occasional hauls when they find a couple of things that they love. There are YouTubers making constant hauls. They make hauls every 6 weeks or every new season. They do giant hauls for their new capsule wardrobes. I don't think any of them know what a capsule wardrobe is. They buy tons of clothes just to make haul videos because haul videos get views. And then people watch those videos and, like I used to, they want to buy fast fashion, often in bulk. I've talked in the past about the fact that obviously I don't think everybody should be perfect. The world is built to make it cheap and convenient to make the unethical choice. And most people can't afford to only buy from really expensive, ethically made, fair trade brands. But we can all reduce what we buy. We can all reuse items in our wardrobes from years ago rather than feeling like we have to go out and buy 6 new jumpers because it's autumn again. Spoiler alert, it was autumn last year. And we can make thoughtful choices when we do want to replace things by buying secondhand from places like eBay or Depop and making the ethical choices when it's possible for us. When getting rid of things, I think we should all try to sell things on eBay or Depop or host a clothes swap with friends so we know that that clothing is going to a loving home and isn't going to end up in landfill. And fashion YouTubers, who are people in positions of influence and power who are helping to drive this industry, could maybe stop making endless fast fashion hauls, and maybe talk about buying ethically made items or buying secondhand or styling what you already own. Or, you know, just buy and promote less. And hopefully among young people, the conversation will shift. And as has already started to happen with things like Stacey Dooley's recent fashion documentary, the public will really start to care about this issue. This has happened before and people forget and move on. We need the conversation to change permanently, and for people to start demanding better business practices and seeing the impact of what we buy and what we wear. Please? Anybody? I know that this video is not going to get the views of a big, autumn fashion and homeware haul, but please do like it, leave a comment below about your thoughts on fast fashion, and ideally share it to spread the word. Bye.